Welcome back. I'm Karen Sullivan, publisher of Orenda Books, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to another episode of Orenda Books at Bedtime. We have a real treat for me tonight because this is Roxanne Bouchard's We Were the Salt of the Sea. This is the first Canadian book that I've published. As you probably know, I'm Canadian, and the word Orenda is in fact a Canadian First Nations word that loosely translated means the mystical power that drives human accomplishment. So publishing my first Canadian book, French Canadian in this case, this is translated from Québécois French by David Warrener, was a source of huge excitement. And this is a lyrical, literary, beautifully written, authentic thriller, part police procedural, part psychological thriller set in the Gaspé Peninsula. I'd like to tell you a little bit about it. As Montrealer Catherine Day sets foot in a remote fishing village and starts asking around about her birth mother, the body of a woman dredges up in the fisherman's nets. Not just any woman, though. Marie Garand, an elusive nomadic sailor, an unbridled beauty who once tied many a man's heart into knots. Detective Sergeant Jochen Morales, newly drafted to the area from the suburbs of Montreal, barely has time to unpack his suitcase before he's thrown into the deep end of the investigation. On Quebec's outlying Gaspé Peninsula, the truth can be slippery, especially down on the fishermen's wharves. Interviews drift into idle chit-chat, evidence floats off with the tide, and the truth lingers in murky waters. It's enough to make D.S. Morales reach straight for a large whiskey. Both a dark and consuming crime thriller and a lyrical poetic ode to the sea, We Were the Salt of the Sea is a stunning page-turning novel from one of the most exciting new names in fiction. Some of the things that people have said: exquisite prose, says Off the Shelf Books. Magical, ethereal, and haunting, says the book trail. As rhythmic and beautiful as the waves, says Matt Veselovsky. William Ryan says it's lyrical and elegiac, full of quirks and twists. And Jill Paul says wonderfully atmospheric. I genuinely couldn't put this book down. I'm actually really excited to let you know too that this is now becoming a series, and we have the second book in the D.S. Morales series coming next year, next March, and we'll be really happy to welcome Roxanne back to our shores. And now over to our lovely Roxanne from Quebec.
Hi. You know, when it's bedtime in UK, here in Quebec, it's happy hour! So let's have a drink. Here we have a shot of rum, ginger ale, lime ice, and of course, maple syrup. Joachim Morales, my DS, was dreaming about this drink when he arrived at his new house in Gaspé. It must have been around noon when Joaquin Morales turned towards the lighthouse by the Île aux Pirates. In the driveway of his new home, a woman stood waiting for him, early 50s, with a sarcastic air about her. Marlène Forêt patiently watched him pull in. It was only the second time Morales had seen his new boss. He got out of the car. Is this my welcoming committee? She raised an eyebrow. Hi there, Sergeant Morales. Enjoy the drive. Yes. As she shook his hand, Morales felt this is time to himself crumbling to sand. You know, there are some people who will do anything to keep all their cases to themselves. Not me. This didn't bode well. Who told you I was arriving today? Your wife. We called her around 10 this morning. Did you turn your phone off? I'm on holiday at the moment. The Gaspé is no place to take holiday, Sergeant Morales, especially not in the summer. I've been driving for hours and I have to get my house set up for your wife. That's very romantic, Sergeant, but we have a dead body on our hands and your wallpaper can wait. Don't worry, you'll get your holiday, but some other time. Right now, we need you on a routine investigation. Probably won't be a major case, but I have nobody else left. I'd imagine Imagine as little as possible, Sergeant. Be content with the facts. She got into the driver's seat and slammed the door. After a moment, Morales joined her. Merlin Forret drove away. He had one last look back at the house before he turned his eyes to the road. Where are we going? The rescue station is down in Bonaventure, but we are headed to the Langevin brothers' funeral home in Kaplan. Vital found the body early in the morning, and the fishermen took it there for safekeeping until it could be sent off to the autopsy lab. Why didn't they leave it at the crime scene? The crime scene, she flashed in a mocking smile. Look to your left. They were driving westbound on Highway 132. They caught the body in a net. That's the crime scene, Sergeant Morales. The sea.
Thank you so much for reading, Roxanne. That was beautiful. And thank you for listening. We'll see you next week, 8 p.m. Sunday night, for another episode of Orenda Books at Bedtime.